Hi folks, my name is Justin and I'm here with my colleague Brianna. Welcome to Neat's Virtual Experience Tour, where we bring you the latest innovations in workplace technology. Today we're thrilled to be in the heart of Chicago at the stunning OFS showroom. In this session, we're going to cover a day in the life, highlighting our suite of solutions from the office check-in experience to the conference room and how we enable hybrid work in a variety of workspaces. So with that, Brianna's going to kick us off with the virtual check-in experience, and I will catch up with you later.
Awesome. Thank you, Justin. Let's begin from the moment you enter the office. Your day may begin with a warm welcome from your friendly receptionist, but today there's something different. Instead of a person, you're greeted by a sleek device called Neat Frame. Neat Frame is easy to operate. Simply press the button to contact the person of your choice and they'll be there to assist you. Let's check in. Hey Sadie, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. We have some virtual guests today. Can we give them a tour?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. This can be useful for other kiosk type use cases as well, like IT help desk, security, or even at retail locations. What you just saw was Zoom kiosk mode. This feature also works as Microsoft's virtual front desk. As more of our workforce is hybrid and employees expect flexibility with their schedules, this allows for you to serve your visitors and your employees no matter where your admin support team is working from. Now that we've checked in with Sadie, let's go find an open place to work from. Hot desking has significantly increased in popularity for many reasons. Companies want to increase productivity and also get people to come into the office more. This is a wonderful way to do that using hot desking. It's not forcing anybody and tying them to a desk, but it's giving them the flexibility to work from the window, to work from the couch, or wherever their favorite space is. So I'm gonna go find my favorite space and I'll see you guys there. Okay. Now that I found my favorite desk in the office, we're going to show you how to reserve the space. This is using a Microsoft shared device license. If you need to make an emergency call, you can. You can jump into your settings, adjust your boundary, and all of the goodies of Symmetry, all that stuff that you need. But you're going to come in here, click reserve for the time that you want. I'm going to click reserve, and a QR code is going to generate. I'm going to open the camera on my phone and hover over and click where it says Teams. It's going to invoke the Teams application to the forefront and it's going to ask me, do you want to sign in to Hotdesk 05, right? I don't want to impose on another hot desk. So yes, that's me. I want to sign in and there's actually a code on the screen that will show you, are you sure this is the one that you want to sign in with? Yes, it is. So we're going to click confirm and I'm going to choose what Microsoft Teams profile that I want to log in with. So I'm going to choose my personal account. And it's going to ask me for my password. So I'm going to input that super quick. And then it's going to text me a code that's going to auto-populate. I'm going to verify. And then it says, you're ready to go. Continue. So now you see I can have full access to my calls, my chats, my files, all of the activities that I've recently done, as well as my calendar, right? This has OneDrive integration, so I have full access the way that I would on my PC or on my cell phone. And I personally love the portrait mode. It really gives me a familiar view to what we're all used to every single day. So if I want to jump in, make a call, access my calendar, I can come in here and do that and click join. This is also a phenomenal device in an executive office. This has a 50 megapixel camera, the same exact one that's in the Neat Board 50, our newest Neat device. So you're going to be getting wonderful video, as well as all of the audio innovations that Neat has to offer, like deep noise suppression and voice isolation, and also double talk, right, where people can actually talk over each other and feel like they're genuinely in the room together. Now that we've shown you Neat Frame in hot desk mode, we're going to actually jump to another location and show you another Neat innovation. We just logged in using our QR code, and now this Neat Frame is fully enabled with my calendar. I can jump into all of my meetings by just clicking a button that says join. I can jump in and join a new meeting. I can join by meeting ID. I can launch a whiteboard. I can share content. I can do a ton. The list goes on. I have full, this is looking just like the one that I have in my home office, right? So very, very easy. Also, something really, really unique is we can do something called companion mode. So I can actually pair my laptop here to my Neat frame. So all you do is jump in and you hover over where it says pair, right here, and you can actually pair a local room directly to your laptop. So then you have full control from your Neat frame. When you join a call, you can end the call, you can start a call. When you're pushing content, you're gonna be able to see both. If you lock your laptop, it will actually lock the Neat frame, so which is amazing. Something else that you can do is actually connect some headsets as well. So you just want to make sure that you go into your system settings and you go into audio and video and you make sure that Bluetooth is enabled, right? It's enabled on my headset, so once I connect them, I can easily jump in and join a call without disrupting all of my teammates and having all of the foreign participants share what we're talking about out loud. So again, a lot of flexibility that you have with this device. Neat frame, in addition to my laptop as a companion device, is going to just take that meeting experience to the next level. Power of the conference room in a personal device. This unit here has 50 megapixel camera resolution, as well as something called double talk, right? So let's just say I'm here in my office, it's just me, but I'm joining into a meeting where there's a lot of people in a conference room, maybe they're ideating or eating or whatever it is, and we're all talking at the same time. You're not gonna hear any clipping, right? It's gonna only push through that human frequency through the call, right? So we're gonna jump in and call my teammate Gerard here. We're just gonna go right here and click Manage Participants. I'm gonna invite my teammate Gerard. And he's gonna answer. When he answers, I'm gonna show you what that view looks like, right? So Gerard just joined us. Hey Gerard, how are you? Great. So you see that the view's really not ideal, right? We want to make sure that I see Gerard full size. So you're going to actually go into this icon here that says view, and you're going to click scale to fit and toggle that on. And so now I can actually see Gerard almost what I feel full size, right? Almost in person. It feels as though you're in the room with him right now. So again, just enhancing the experience and using all of the real estate and losing a lot of that negative space. I want to show you guys the power of voice isolation and deep noise suppression. It's just automatic mute for non-human sound and frequency, right? So I'm going to actually ruffle these bags of chips, right? You guys in the room hear this, it sounds horrible. But Gerard, are you hearing anything?
I mostly hear your voice. I do see you crinkling a bag of chips, but I'm not really hearing that much.
We have something called voice isolation where it's going to try to dampen the non-human sound and frequency even while I'm talking, right? That noise AI that's built into the Neat devices, right? So even from the personal device all the way up to the largest conference room that we support, this is enabled, right? So just another wonderful Neat solution and innovation that enhances that conference room and meeting experience. So can't wait for you to try it out yourself. Let us know what you think about it. Hey Jocelyn, how you doing?
Oh, hey Brianna, good to see you.
Good to see you. Awesome. I'm so excited to show you all Neat Center. This is an awesome solution for really unique use cases like the one that you see us in right now, right? We have a round table, we have a Neat board at the front of the room. If Jocelyn and I wanted to join a call with a far end, and talk back and forth, it's awesome, right? But as soon as the person at the head of the table speaks, that far end participant ends up seeing the side of our face or the back of our head, and that's not meeting equity. We really want to bring that far end to the center of the conversation. conversation. And that's what Neat Center does. It has 3 cameras that create a 360-degree view. They're overlapped by 40 degrees, so no one is sitting in a seam. It has all of the goodies that Neat is known for, right? Neat symmetry and boundary, so you're not catching unnecessary participants or distractions. It has 16 microphones built into it, and all of, again, the Neat goodness, right? Deep noise suppression and voice isolation, so that no, typing or chip bags or loud noises are distracting the far end either, right? We are really and truly bringing that far end participant to the center of the conversation and taking this, already wonderful solution to the next level. This can be in the center of the table, like you see here. It's power over Ethernet, just a single cable, and it connects wirelessly to that front of room solution. It also can be hung from the ceiling as a pendant. So I think just truly the definition of flexibility and really what Neat is known for. We are so excited about Neat Center and can't wait for you to try it out in your space. Now let's jump to the next demo. Jocelyn, I'll see you later. Thank you so much.
Bye, Brianna.
All right, so this is where Neat really shines. This is the heart of what we do in terms of our collaboration technology, and that's the experience you're gonna have in the conference room itself. So here we are. I got to the office today. I usually work remotely, and I need to find a space to have a few meetings. So as I was walking around the office, it's a busy day, there's lots of people around, kind of like finding a needle in a haystack trying to find a free space. But from across the office, I saw NeatPad scheduler here for our large conference space was green. That means it's available. I saw it's very highly visible, saw the LEDs on the side, the green banner across the bottom, and knew, oh, there's a free space. So I ran over. And if I had scheduled this room in advance, which you could certainly do, your meeting will actually appear right here on NeatPad's screen. You'll be able to go in and hit it and check in, make sure that the system knows that you're there and the room is occupied. But again, we're here sort of in an ad hoc way. Instead of having to go through and try to schedule it, all I have to do is walk in the room, because NeatBar Pro, which is the device we have in the room, has people sensing capabilities. And as soon as I go in, it's gonna know I'm there, and it's gonna reserve the room for me and hold it for me so that I can call my colleagues, tell them where we're gonna be meeting, and have them join me. So I'm gonna go in, get the meeting started, and you can see how that works. So we're in our meeting room, we found our spot, and now we have to get our meeting going. Again, as I showed you outside, this is an ad hoc meeting. We just found this room, it was free, we sat down, automatically became busy so no one else will book it and try to boot us out of here. And now we can start our meeting using NeatPad. So this is the same hardware as the scheduling display outside the room that I showed you earlier. But now this is set up as a controller. So it's actually controlling the room system, NeatBar Pro, which we'll show you about in a sec, and allows you to join calls, control calls when you're in them, stop calls, etc. Now, if we had scheduled this room and set up this meeting well in advance, we'd actually have an invite right here, a button that says join the meeting. We'd say, oh yeah, that's our meeting, hit join, and you're in. And you can absolutely do it that way. But we're kind of giving you an idea of how easy it is to set up a meeting in an ad hoc fashion. So now that we want to start the meeting, all I have to do is hit new meeting right here on NeatPad, invite, and in the search here, find Gerard. So I go in and it pulls it right out of my company contacts. There he is, and I hit invite.
Hello, everybody.
And there he is. Hello, Gerard. How's it going?
Good. Nice to see you.
Hey, do you mind if I record our meeting today? You okay with that?
Sure, no problem.
All right, so I can do that right here from the pad as well. All I do is hit record, and it's going to ask me who should be notified when the recording's done. So I just go ahead and put in my email address here. When the meeting is over and the recording is finished processing in the cloud, I'll get an email saying that it's ready to watch. Okay, so now we're recording. There's a little recording indicator on the screen so everyone on the call knows that it's being recorded. So Gerard, we're in a meeting room. You're at home on your laptop. Maybe you have a Neat Frame system or a personal system. What are you seeing from us right now?
Usually I'm used to seeing in a large conference room, a lot of the room and the people tend to look really small. But with this view, I'm actually seeing each and every one of you a lot closer. You all get your own individual frame. I can actually see who is in the room, more facial details, and then I can also see who's talking. It just makes the conversation just more easier to follow along.
Oh, that's really good to hear. So that's actually something we call Neat Symmetry. And this is our individual auto framing that's driven by some AI people finding technology. So basically our camera is looking at the room, understanding who's a person, and giving them an individual frame. And the reason behind that is because, if you had just one wide shot of the room, you're looking at a lot of stuff that you don't need to see. The tabletop, the ceiling, people's laptops, right? And the people themselves are going to be very small in that image. With Symmetry, the people are highlighted, you're focusing on their faces, and Gerard is having a great shot of each and every one of us, just like we're seeing a nice shot of him so we can see his facial expressions, kind of see what's going on, and have a much more intimate conferencing experience. I also want to tell you a little bit about the hardware that we're using to create these effects and these experiences. And that hardware in this room is NeatBar Pro. So I'm going to ask Brianna to give us a real quick tour of NeatBar Pro and what it does.
Awesome. This is NeatBar Pro. This is a phenomenal solution for a medium-sized conference room like this, or even larger conference rooms. Like Justin mentioned, it has AI technology for people count, people finding, as well as deep noise suppression, right? Automatic mute for non-human sound and frequency, loud typers, chip bags, whatever it is. It's not distracting Gerard in the far end. This scenario, we have it connected into one monitor, but you actually can connect it into 3 monitors. So you can have people on the far end that you can see, as well as the content. This has 2 cameras built in, microphones. You don't need a bunch of devices and solutions, right? It's all in one. When you're designing a room like this, you need to take that into consideration, right? Ease of use and deployment. If it's hard to install, if it's hard to use, no one's going to use it. As well as clear audio and video. If I can't see you, if I can't hear you, the meeting doesn't happen. And lastly, cost and longevity of the devices, right? And Neat gives you that with Bar Pro. We're actually going to take you into another space and show you another layer of what Neat does.
We spend a lot of time at Neat thinking about the user experience, whether it's the person who's sitting in front of the Neat device in the room, or the person who's sitting at the far end, to make sure that they are also getting a great experience from that Neat device. And in a conference room like this with 4 walls and a table and chairs, we've got that nailed. But we also do some really, really cool things in spaces which are more non-traditional conference spaces, open plan offices, things like that. So why don't we take a look at a space like that? All right, so we've decided to change the venues for our meeting that we're having today. And we're sitting outside in this nice, comfortable work lounge. So you're probably aware that the way work has changed over the last few years. A lot of organizations are focused on making their team members a lot more comfortable when they're only in the office temporarily. Maybe at the office you don't have your own workspace anymore. You don't have a desk, you don't have a cube. And so in order to, again, make folks feel more relaxed when they're collaborating, a lot of places have started to set up kind of these comfortable work lounges, couch, easy chairs, things like that. Just because this is a non-traditional workspace, at Neat, we don't feel as though you should compromise for the technology that's available to you when you want to collaborate. Because another thing that organizations are dealing with is the fact that some team members are always going to be remote, whether they're at home or travel or wherever they might be. So for my team, I want us to be able to sit in a comfortable setting like this, relaxed, casual. We're going to have a brainstorming session, but we still need to talk to Gerard and bring him in. What we have at Neat are flexible solutions. That's a very, very big watchword for us at Neat, is devices and solutions that we can use in a lot of different kinds of spaces, even if it's just temporarily. So spaces that aren't where you're not going to have a permanently mounted device. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about one of those devices, which is Neatboard 50. So Brianna's going to bring one in. Imagine that we're going out to this workspace. We can just grab one of these, maybe that's sitting nearby, pull it over, and we're ready to go and start having a video conferencing meeting just like we were in that meeting space. Now, Neatboard 50, we'll tell you a little bit more about the details, but I want to talk to you first about how we create some of these experiences and why they're relevant to spaces like this, not just the standard four-wall conference room. What I'm going to show you right now is how we actually can adjust and train Neat Symmetry, that AI-driven people finding that we do on our devices. Let's make that work for a space like this. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the calibration screen for that. I'm just going to go into the settings here. I'm going to put in my super secret password to make sure that nobody else can, so no one else can get it. Security always very important. I'm going to go to my audio video settings and click on framing boundary. So what you're going to see here is you're actually going to see a live image of what the camera is looking at, and including our friends on the camera crew here who are in the background. We don't want them in our meeting, right? So imagine those are your coworkers and they're sitting off to the side, having their own meeting, talking on the phone, those kinds of things. We don't want them to appear on our camera here for Gerard to see because they're not in the meeting. So he doesn't want people getting framed up who he's not talking to and isn't talking to him. So as you can see, all of us have green squares around us. So every person in the frame has a green square, and so the Neatboard 50 is telling me these are all the things I see as a person, and if I go into a call, I'm going to try and frame up each of those people and send it to the far end. But we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set the depth and the width of how this device is looking at the space in order for it to ignore people who aren't in the work area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the depth here, and I'm going to slide that down like so until I see our intrepid camera crew, their squares go red like that. So now what Neatboard 50 is telling me is that I can see those guys back there, they're really good looking, but I know they're not supposed to be in the meeting, so I'm not going to frame them when we're in a call. Now on the width side, that's a different parameter going this way. If I start turning that down, what you're going to see is you're going to start seeing like Jocelyn, for instance, on the side, and me at some point. She's going to turn red as well. So you can adjust it this way as well. But for this space, I don't really need to do that. So I'm just going to put that back to there to make sure everyone's in. It's really these guys back here I want to be ignoring during the call. All right, so now we have our Neatboard 50 here. We've got it calibrated for the space, so it's only going to focus on the people who we want it to focus on. So let's get our meeting started and invite Gerard back in. So I'm going to hit New Meeting just before, same exact interface as the NeatPad in the conference room. And as you can see, it's only focusing on the people that we told it to in the work area. Our handsome camera crew is in the back working hard, but it's ignoring them because they're not going to be in our meeting with Gerard. So now what I'll do is I'll go here and I'm going to click on Manage Participants and hit Invite. And again, just like before, same exact interface. I'm going in, searching for Gerard. There he is. And I'm going to invite him into the call. So now it'll ring to him just like it did before, and he's going to join us. No change in any of that behavior. So now I've got Gerard here. How you doing, man?
Doing well. How are you, Justin?
Good, good, good. So I know that earlier we were talking about that you wanted to do a little brainstorming. We moved out here, you know, a little more relaxed, a little more chill, have some brainstorming sessions. So why don't you pull up a whiteboard real quick and we can start talking about some of those ideas. So now Gerard is using his just regular laptop at home, right? And what he's going to do is he's going to start a whiteboarding session. This is in Zoom, same thing in Microsoft Teams, same basic functionality. He can start a whiteboarding session. And now I can use my active marker here. You can also use a passive marker. You can use your finger or whatever you want to use. These guys tend to be a little bit more accurate. And now we can start working together. So Gerard can draw, he can annotate, he can put various things on there. So he's got some Post-it notes up there. And now I can go and collaborate with him and say, yeah, you know, Gerard, I think this is a really good idea. Let's keep that one. That's a big check mark. You know, he's got his cloud here. We can save this, we can work with it, we can go back and forth. And the nice thing is that everyone else who's in the room, they can either open up the whiteboard session on their laptop and work on it right there in front of them, or they can come up as well and use the board. So Brianna, why don't you come up? Now, here's a really cool thing about this device. Brianna if you might notice, I don't want to call too much attention to it, but she's a little bit shorter than me. So maybe it would be more comfortable for her if we brought the board down where it'll be a little bit easier for her to use it. Now, this is a big part of the flexibility of this device. Not just that you can roll it wherever you want it, but also it has this wonderful adaptive stand that with just one hand you can go and you can move it up and down regardless of where you might need it, lower for people who are a little bit smaller, or even if you have team members with disabilities, it's a lot more accessible for them to be able to use it to bring it down to a level that's most comfortable, right? Or if we're just using it as a video unit, maybe we want to lower it to give us a better, more flattering camera angle on the group. But then if someone wants to use it to write, you just come and you slide it up like this. So again, flexibility, big watchword here at Neat in terms of not just where you can place these devices, but how you interface with it. And again, ease of use is always paramount for us as well, right? This is one device, camera, microphones, compute to run the software, 50-inch touch-enabled display, all in one. So all you have to do is take it out of the box, plug it in, apply a conferencing license to it based on whatever cloud service you're using, and now you're up and running in just a matter of minutes. Neatboard 50 is a newer product for us for 2024. Tons of excitement about it, and the flexibility on it is, I think, really going to be something that is going to be widely adopted because it enables collaboration in a lot of different spaces that maybe we haven't even thought of yet. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what ideas you have for this device. All right, good job.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to do this virtual tour. You know, here at Neat, we believe that technology should enhance, not hinder the way that we work. And that's why our products are designed with simplicity and intuitiveness in mind, making them super easy to use and integrate into any work environment.
Thank you for joining us on this virtual experience tour of Neat products in the workplace. We hope you've gained a deeper understanding of how our solutions can transform your workspace and elevate your business to new heights. So stay tuned for more exciting updates from Neat.